Hi everyone, it's that time of year again. It's the holidays. I'm going to show you how to do a very simple turkey that is so moist and so easy. You put it in the oven, you let it slow cook overnight, and when you get up in the morning, it's done. You want to wash it off really good. Make sure you pull any little small pin feathers that might be stuck in there. Make sure you pull those out. Make sure you take the bag with the liver and gizzards out of the crevices. And the next thing you want to do is I use a baking bag. This is a turkey-sized baking bag, and I have it sitting in a roasting pan. So, next thing, I have a whole stick of butter. I have it cut up in about 6 chunks. So what we're going to do with that, one piece at a time, take it and run it under the skin. You may have to push a little bit, but run it under the skin, between the skin and the meat. This makes it super moist. You may have to tear it a little bit. That's okay. It's no problem. You just want it in there. Make it super, super moist. Push it up as far as you can. Then put one by each leg. There we go. Then try to get one in the center of the breast, under the skin. When it melts, it just runs all over that. Then you save one piece. You want it to go inside the turkey. Push it up there as far as you can. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a cut up onion, medium size, and shove that inside the turkey. Alright. I just cut it in 4 pieces. It's okay if it breaks apart. It's no big deal. It's going to bake apart anyway. Next thing we're going to do, add a beer to it. The inside. Make sure you put the whole thing in there. Alright. Get rid of that. I know it seems like a waste of a beer, but it's not. Believe me, it makes it super moist. Okay, next thing we're going to do is add the spices to it. I have put about 2 tablespoons of salt, about a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a half a teaspoon of rubbed sage. So I'm just mix it up. You want to rub your turkey real good with it. All over the skin. Massage it in a little bit. I know it feels funky, but it makes it taste good. Believe me. Get a little more. Rub it all over the legs, all over the breast. And if you have any left, which I do, I try to make sure I have enough to go, kind of toss it inside the turkey there. Alright, after you're done with that, you want to wash your hands very good. So I'm going to do that real quick. Next thing we're going to do, anytime you're working with raw meat though, you really should wash your hands quite often. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is tie the end of the bag. As a matter of fact, I'm doing this about 11 o'clock at night. That way it can slow cook all night long. Okay, put the little holder here. set down inside there. Now you want to poke holes in the bag because it is going to rise. And if it rises too much, it'll hit the top eye on your oven and burn. And we don't want that, so just poke about 3 or 4 holes with a fork into it. Now I have my rack set on the 3rd rung from the bottom. So I'm putting my turkey in the oven. Be very careful. Make sure it gets set to the middle of the oven. Alright. And to slow cook it, I turn it on 190 degrees. It's time to take our turkey out of the oven. When I got up first thing this morning, the skin on the turkey was not browned, so I turned the temperature up to 300 for about an hour, hour and a half. Now, you can do that, no problem. Here's our turkey. Oh. Now we're going to let it sit for a little bit. Make sure it's not stuck to the skin. We're going to let it sit before we take it off the bone. Yeah. Nice and brown. Look at that. The leg just pops right off. Oh, the thigh came off the bone. Told you. Oh, that is so good. Gotta have another piece. Just take it off the bone. You got onion. Take the other leg. Pulls right apart. Oh, there's the other thigh bone. Let's get the little meat off of there. Oh, wow. Okay. Now we're going to do the breast. Look at that breast. So moist. So good. All right. If it doesn't fall off the bone, it peels right off. There's the wing. Now what I'll do is, once I get all the meat off the bone, that's not quite all of it, but let me wash my hands real quick. I take a soup ladle. I get some of the juice out of here. And I just pour it over there so make sure it doesn't dry out once it comes off the bone. You also can use the juice to make your gravy.